You're not ungrateful. You're awake. This is the Dignity Room, a place that's always yours. Come in.
Here's a conversation you've probably had recently. One of you says, "Can you get the dry cleaning on Tuesday?" And the other says, can't do Tuesday. I've got the work thing Thursday, maybe. So yeah, okay, Thursday works." That was efficient. I mean, two people running a shared life well. It had almost nothing to do with being close to each other. That's the conversation you have constantly, maybe. And yeah, who's picking up what and what needs to go on the calendar? The household has a project managed by two reasonable aligned managers. So maybe you recognize this or kind of this. And maybe you can remember the last conversation that wasn't about the project, just you and him and what either of you is actually thinking. And that gap between the team that works and the couple that's gone quiet underneath it is what today is for. So last time, in the last episode, we named the loneliness. And today we look at one of the main reasons it develops. A lot of long relationships slide into this without anyone deciding it, because the relationship becomes mainly a team organized around running a shared life well, and the couple underneath the project quietly disappears. And the team isn't the problem. I mean, you have to be a team to run everything well and that everything is working. Running a life together needs real coordination, of course, because you have children and home and parents and career. The problem is when the team becomes the whole of it and choosing each other happens less and less. So let's trace how this happens, because it happens through ordinary steps, not one bad decision. Early on, you ask each other things that had nothing to do with logistics. What are you actually thinking about lately, or what's worrying you? What's you found funny that day? There was room for that because there was less to run. And then life accumulated. So like children and career that demanded more, a house that needed things done, like always a house does, and parents who started needing more help. And the attention that used to go towards each other got redirected. Not because everyone chose that, but because the school pickup doesn't wait and the mortgage doesn't wait either. And the relationship, unlike either of those, doesn't have a deadline attached to it. The relationship is patient, so it waits and it keeps waiting until waiting becomes the arrangement. And one day you notice the team works completely and you can't quite find the couple inside it. And that's not failure, okay? And this is important to know. That's not failure. That's what happens when every unit of attention goes to whatever is shouting and nothing is left over for the thing that stays quiet. So what actually disappears when the couple goes quiet inside the team? You stop being known in the small, particular way. Not known as capable, because everyone knows you as you are capable. Known as the person who gets quietly anxious before a specific kind of phone call. Or maybe who has a private theory about your neighbor's dog? Or who has a joke from years ago that still makes you laugh at 11 p.m.? So nobody's asked about any of that in a long time because nobody's had to. The logistics don't require it. And you stop being actively chosen. In the beginning, choosing each other was a thing you did. In a team, choosing turns into assuming. He's just there. You are just there. Nobody decides it anymore. It's simply the arrangement. The way a Tuesday is simply a Tuesday. And you stop being watched with real curiosity. Someone noticing that you seem off tonight and actually wanting to know why, not to fix a scheduling problem, just because there are interest in you. In a team, both people are usually watching the project, not each other. And none of this means love disappeared. In most team, not couple relationships, it's still there. It's just buried under 12 layers of logistics, and neither person quite knows how to dig back down to it. So, next time you have any exchange with your partner, any at all, ask one question that has nothing to do with the project. So, not can you do this? Something about them as a person. Even something as small as what was the best part of your day so far. Ask with real curiosity, not as a script, is a move toward the couple instead of the team. Okay? Here's what tends to actually happen when women try this. Because most likely we women are starting this. Sometimes the answer is short, and that's fine. It's not it's only one question, right? Not a breakthrough, but often sometimes shifts, even slightly. Okay, so you have to be very close to this to recognize it, probably, and how the rest of the exchange goes. So maybe a softer tone, an extra sense that wasn't strictly necessary. Small, not noticeable if you're paying attention. So you have to pay attention to this to maybe recognize it when you do this the first time. It gets better when you do it more often and when you are more strict about it. But at the first, maybe you will only recognize like a glance of it. And of course, you're not fixing anything with one question. I mean, we are not like wizards or so. You are finding out whether there is still something to return to. The couple isn't gone in most cases. It's just buried. And one real question asked without an agenda is the smallest possible way to find out if it's still reachable. And this is the whole thing about it, okay? And it's doable, of course, too. So here are 3 things to take with you today. So 1, the team isn't the problem. Running a shared life needs real coordination. The problem is when the team becomes the whole of it and the couple underneath goes quiet. That happens through ordinary steps, not because anyone stopped caring. 2, what goes missing is specific, being known as a particular person, being actively chosen instead of assumed, being watched with real curiosity instead of just co-managed. None of that means the love is gone. It's usually just buried under the logistics. And 3, one question this week about him as a person, not about the project. Small, no agenda. You're not fixing anything in one conversation. You are finding out if the couple is still there and underneath the team.
That's all for today. If you're ready to do more than listen, to speak, to be heard, to walk this with other women, we've built a place for that. It's called Dignity Queens, and it comes alive when you join in. You'll find it in the show notes. This was the Dignity Room, a place that's always yours.